Merry Christmas and welcome back to NerdDumb. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for joining with me today. Now, this is going to be difficult to get through without crying a little bit. I swear, talking about these movies makes me like Kevin Smith. Yes, right next to horror movies, I really do like Christmas movies, and I have a weird list. My ranking may be a little bit different than everyone else's, so with this, I do withhold the right to change it next year if I do this again. That's just something I do. What can I say? I might change my mind next time. So don't go fighting in the comments. You know, it may change next year. Your favorite may be here next year. But just like horror movies, there are so many Christmas movies, and every single one is going to be someone's favorite. So as always, let me know your favorites down below in the comments. I'm sure I haven't seen all of them. I've seen the classics, but man, you never know. There might be a new favorite down in there. And feel free to share your lists as well. But without further ado, let's get started. Number 5 for me is going to be Santa Claus with Tim Allen. This one is a freaking classic, seeing the divorced dad. I love the very beginning and seeing him trying to do a Christmas dinner and absolutely failing, then them having to go to Denny's. And I like the play that it's possible that he's and they are slightly going insane. I really do wish they played up that part a little bit more, with the stepdad being a psychologist person, or I don't know what he was, like a court-ordered something. Very weird that the court brought him in, but yeah. I wish they played with that a little bit, that it was like a group psychosis, but they didn't, and it went more into that this is a fantastical realm, this is a real thing, this is the law of the Santa Claus, and I just think it's so brilliant, you know, the Santa Claus. I think that's so funny. So he becomes the new Santa, and Tim Allen is perfect. When he is, you know, Scott Calvin, he is completely different than when he embraces Santa Claus, embraces that persona and what that person, god damn it, it's gonna make me cry already, means to the entire world. It's a huge thing, and you see it there. Fuck, man, this gonna make me tear up already. You know, it's a big deal. Christmas means a lot to everybody. So, and I think it does have a good conclusion too, with the family and everyone kind of accepting that yes, he does have superpowers, but the son too, and what he has to basically give up for the rest of the world. You know what I mean? He is giving his father's time to everybody, you know, and that's very selfless, which you see that backtrack in the sequel, but we won't talk about the sequels. But yeah, number 5 is the Santa Claus, all the way back in like 95. So that's a good one. I'm sure everyone likes that one. If you don't, well, weird, why not? Number 4 for me is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This one is just another classic for me. This one's a lot more of a comedy than, you know, more sentimental. There does have some sentiment with it. There's actually some, you know, warm-hearted family parts of it that are, of course, undercut by the comedy. I'm thinking mostly when he is like watching the old 50s reel of Christmases. So you really do get a sense that this man has been wanting the perfect Christmas forever, and he wanted it hosted at his house. It's a really big deal that he is the person who is hosting this year, and he is, you know, wants a perfect Christmas. He wants a perfect white Christmas. Weird saying that now. And of course, hilarity ensues. Physical comedy of Chevy Chase is outstanding. Julia Louis-Dreyfus as the neighbor and that other dude, I think, are funny juxtaposition. It's just the comedy in here, it gets kind of risque at some points, but it's National Lampoon, and you know, there's a lot of really great funny lines, and there is heart in here. There is heart. And man, in the 80s, it was seen as disrespectful if you didn't get a Christmas bonus. What happened? But yeah, man, this is a great movie. laugh a minute, all the way until about the ending. There's still laughs, but it kind of does slow down in the gags and the comedy and talks more about the story. But it's a great movie, another classic. Like I said, a little bit more risque than some of the others on this list, but another great one. Not as much of a tearjerker. Number 3, Tvine Viskies on the list is Bill Murray in Scrooged. I love this one, mostly. It's gonna make me tear up again, dang it. Mostly at the end, when he is, professing his love for everybody, his excitedness, and that he wants to live. It's a weird take on Christmas Carol, and he's visited by the ghost of past, present, future, all that kind of jazz. So it's basically Christmas Carol, and he is Ebenezer Scrooge, but in a different format. And the movie starts off wild. It's like, what is going on? I thought I came into a Bill Murray movie, and then all of a sudden there's the $6 Million Man, and he's shooting up the joint, and they're trying to kill Santa Claus. So it's pretty cool introduction, great take on the Christmas Carol, and you cannot beat that speech at the end. It is so sincere from Bill Murray. I tear up thinking about it. I cried at work watching it. You can see it in his eyes. He is just so in the character, so in that moment. And man, it's a solid one for sure. It's a solid one. God. Told you this is gonna be a difficult list, man. God bless us, everyone. Oh man, that's so good. So number 3 is Scrooged. Oh, fudgesicles and cranberries. I didn't know I was getting that far. Number 2 for me is going to be another one that is, a lot of these have the same story. It's that I want to live, which is, I guess, maybe something to do with the times, to do with personal things, or maybe it's just the holiday blues. People get a certain way around this season. But man, It's a Wonderful Life. Talk about a through and through great movie, classic movie. Again, leading up all the way, hearing his prayer. It's such a heartwarming movie, and absolutely insane what they were able to accomplish with this one. Absolute classic. I think it was, let me double check this, but it was made a year after the war. Yeah, a year after the war. It was released a year after the war. So you can imagine how many, men, women were traumatized from that conflict, who lost so much, who lost a lot of people, some even the will to live because of what traumas they went through. So having that movie come out, it really does throw a good amount of spirit and good cheer and, good tidings really to many people. And another classic. So that, like I said, that prayer that he does to me, dude, wrecks me every single time. So I told you this wasn't going to be easy. I told you. Gosh. But yeah, number 2, It's a Wonderful Life. Great movie, classic movie. It's a lot of people's top of the list, but I got something different. You're not going to expect this one. Honorable mention here for me. I have 2 of them, of course. Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a great blend of Halloween, Christmas together. The music by Danny Elfman, the acting, the shots that they're able to do in stop motion, the character designs by Tim Burton, all out of this world. You really can't beat it. And I love how it's a Halloween and a Christmas movie. It really does have the spirit of both, and how they kind of do shake hands at the end. And that blend of the two is really, really awesome. Really, really fun. You can't beat that. Actually, you can in my eyes, but whatever. Second honorable mention is Die Hard. Of course. This one's a great one. People say it's not a Christmas movie. People say it is a Christmas movie. To me, it is a Christmas movie. It's an action Christmas movie. Dude, Alan Rickman as the bad guy, not knowing how to point the gun in real life. Like, they had to teach him not to limp wrist it because it's not going to work when he shoots. So I love that he was like a classic theater actor, and then all of a sudden you get put into this role and you're having to act in front of a camera with a gun and stuff like that and be a bad guy. So I think this was his first movie role. I could be wrong, but yeah, man, honorable mention, Die Hard. Now, for the number 1. My favorite Christmas movie is Jingle All the Way. Let me explain. I watched this movie so much growing up. I think everybody in this movie is doing such a great job, and what a great introduction to Jake Lloyd, huh? I think Jake Lloyd did a great job in this movie, and I can see why he got picked as Anakin later on. I think this movie is a little bit more cohesive for him. He might be a better actor, or he was directed better in this movie than he was by George in episode 1. But it's really crazy seeing this kid in 1996 film become Anakin in episode 1. Really crazy to see. Arnold, he is a riot. Dude, he is a riot. There are so many funny parts in the movie. We watched it recently at work. I was dying. There are so many jokes by Arnold, by Phil, by Sinbad that are just straight hidden. Really funny looking back, and really kind of crazy to hear some of the jokes that Sinbad was saying. And I'm like, man, a lot of that's hitting home right now. A lot of it is hitting home right now. So in the time that we're in right now, it's kind of funny, you know, looking back at all that. But there's some really funny lines that I love. Like Arnold just yelling, "He got two! He got two!" when they're talking about the bouncing balls. And then meeting up with all of the Santa Clauses played by, I think it's Jim Belushi, who plays the Santa Claus at the mall, and he ends up getting a Spanish-speaking Turbo Man, and then it falls apart. And then the Big Show playing the Big Santa, and like a little bit of action sequence. So I love how this dude's like a mattress salesman that Arnold is playing, and then he's just like super duper strong. He's got muscles and everything else. So the cop, the old dude who plays the cop, and he keeps running into him every single moment. Oh man, I love that movie. Sinbad saying that it's actually a bomb and that he was pretending the first time that it was a bomb. Such great setup, you know. And there's one thing that I noticed while watching this movie. While it's not the like best movie, it was still shot well, edited well, cohesive. There are so many holes that modern movies have. And this movie, if you watch it, it lines up. Everything makes total sense. There's not a lot of not making sense in it. Of course, he rides a jetpack later on, but I'm talking about the way that it's made. And it's just so well done. It's just so well done, man. You know, it's turbo time. I just love this movie so much. When Arnold puts on the purple belt onto his head and he goes, "Oh, oh." It's stupid. It is stupid. It is, but it's also heartfelt. And it's kind of crazy to, you know, he is a busy father. He is always working. There's a lot of good morals here about, you know, if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you got to keep your promises, that way, you know, people believe you. And you got to prepare. She told him to get the doll weeks ago, and he didn't do it because he was so caught up in his work, which I think is selling mattresses. I don't know what he does. It looked like a pretty banging holiday party that he was just leaving. Phil Hartman as the skeezy divorcee dad that's in the neighborhood, and all the moms of the neighborhood are kind of like oogling and ogling over him, and he is such a handyman and stuff. I don't know if that character was doing other things with these ladies. It's highly insinuated, but I think he really was just changing the gutters and stuff like that. And he was really trying to get with Arnold's wife, who does a great job too. I wouldn't allow this man to do what he did to her and everything. Like, why don't you go take a shower? I'll do the cookies. Yeah, I'll do the cookies. You go in the shower. Yeah, shower up. Such a skis bat, dude. Such a skis bat. Put the cookie down now. I can talk all day about this movie, dude. I think Jake Lloyd, like I said, did a great job. If you haven't seen Jingle All the Way, absolutely go watch it. It's available on Amazon Prime and on Disney Plus. So you can watch it either way. You can also rent it, buy it. But my favorite Christmas movie of the moment of this year is Jingle All the Way. Man, to me, you can't beat it. So that's my Christmas movie list. What is your Christmas movie list? What is your favorite Christmas movie? Let me know down in the comments below. Feel free to tell me I'm a dummy dum 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 with dum dum drops. Gummy gum drops. Feel free to do so, but I don't know. We'll see what I change it up next year. It may be different, maybe the same. We'll see. But again, thank you so much for tuning in, and hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and happy holidays. We'll see you next time here on NerdDumb. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. Really does help us out with the channel. And again, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.